you enjoy. First, I'd like to recognise that this meeting's been conducted on the traditional lands of the Eora people, and we pay respects to their elders past, present, and of course emerging. Welcome to the Australian Business Council. Ahlan sahlan fikum. Big round of applause to you guys for showing up. We really do appreciate your presence here tonight. Yalla zakkum, right? And to those who are new to the AABC Business Council, we're here to support, to learn, to grow, to network, and of course have a bit of fun along the way. We try to keep our topics as varied and as challenging as possible, and hence why tonight we're talking about social media. Now, with these events, they're never possible without the support of our sponsors. So I'd like to acknowledge them now, and please give them a big round of applause when we can. So to our platinum sponsor, that is to Sam the Paperman with Sam Hardware. Sam, give us a wave. Thank you so much, Sam. To our foundation partners with Joe Risk and with Able Bank. Where's Able? Our bank, there we are. Thank you so much there, dear sirs. To our gold members, we have two, and that is Sam Tyler from Technitize and Peter Khayat from KPR Recruitment. Where are those teams? Please give those guys a big round of applause as well. And then, of course, we have the silver sponsors. And it just really goes to show how many people are really investing into this network, promoting through the network, and hopefully we can show them the same love back as well. You'll see their banners scattered throughout the room, except the one which is IMB Bank. I do apologise, we'll get you a banner shortly, but naturally, IMB Bank, Hampton and Associates, Advanced Timber, Naturally Timber, Freedom Care Group, PFS Accountants, Flora Towers, Building Corp, Iron Gregory Promo Prints, AllStarSolutions.com, and Canterbury Bankstown Council. Big round of applause for those guys for always showing their support. And of course, we'd like to acknowledge our venue partners tonight, the Villa Blanket. Thank you so much for your hospitality thus far. Actually, no, let's start a big round of applause for those guys because they're making our food. The bigger we clap, the better the food tastes, right? So, big applause for that one. Okay. All right, so tonight we're addressing everything about social media. So tonight is about finding followers and leaders in the modern world. We have young people looking for answers, looking for direction, and through social media and micro messaging, they're starting to find each other, they're starting to connect. And we have an amazing team with us here tonight, and that is through Veronica B and to Chantel Rahmi. We're still waiting for Steve Khalil, so I'm taking him off the slide until he comes, but we'll find out what's going on there a bit later. And we're looking at the two perspectives of one being an influence and one being influenced. And I just got to say, lead up to tonight, it was just amazing to see how many people from the Arab community are taking on that leadership role in social media. Like, it's just amazing to see, like, all your Instagram followers, how many are coming from our community. So it really just shows the voice of the community out there in the social media world, just really leading the charge. And we'll hear more about that a bit later tonight. But before we do, I'd like to welcome our President to the stage, Mr. Ronnie Hamdan, to give his presidential address. Please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, George. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, members, visitors, and dear friends. This topic is very dear to my heart. But before I talk about the topic, I just want to, for the people who came here for the first time, the AABC was established 17 years ago as a forum for like-minded business people to meet and exchange ideas. The idea is to basically network, generate business, get a bit of knowledge from these meetings. Tonight is a typical example of it. So we really look forward to whoever is coming tonight to join and talk to Joanna, who's taking pictures now, and so we increase our membership base. When I look at the topic tonight, I look at the economics of influence. My background is economics, and economics is typically defined as the knowledge base or the social science to do with production, consumption, and distribution of wealth and prosperity. And when I look at defined influence in the psychology context, influence is the effect on behavior and how you impact others to act in a certain way. You put the two together and couple it with social media. This is maybe the essence of what we're going to talk about tonight. Those who grew up in the 80s and 90s would remember we didn't really have social media back then. We had the yellow pages. For those people who don't know it, it was like an encyclopedia, a big book which is like 20 centimeters thick. And if you wanted something, accountant, restaurant, you'd actually look at the yellow pages, at the topic, flick through, find the number. It was very inefficient. Again, the accessibility to computers. I remember when I started with Price Waterhouse in the late 80s, we just had one box computer, just really like a TV, to share between 50 people on one floor. Things have moved along, and I think the new generation, and I see a lot of young people in the crowd here, you're lucky because you really lived it all the way since birth, where we had to learn it along the way. I won't steal the thunder of the presenters. George, thank you for choosing this topic and the presenters. I'm sure we'll benefit all tonight. Enjoy the dinner, enjoy the topic, and we touch base later. Thank you very much.
Excellent. So I think without further ado, we might just get the ball rolling a little bit. I'd like to introduce our panel here, and as I call them, please join me to the stage quickly. First up, we have Chantel Rahmi from Chantel Luscious Lips, and she does all the beauty products as well, right? So she, from international events to local TVs and celebrity presence, HD and airbrush makeup artist, junior makeup artist, educator and founder of CR Luxury Cosmetics, Chantel Rahmi, an expert in her field with 23 years of experience, 6 awards as Best Makeup Artist, runner-up in Entrepreneur in the Year 2023, published over 15 magazine and artist articles, and of course also been involved with Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week as well. So big round of applause for Chantel Rahmi. And then we have Veronica B. Go, Veronica. Comedy and lifestyle creator with almost 1 million followers across the social media platforms. She's commonly known for her relatable skits, restaurant reviews and travel vlogs. Her alternate persona is your Auntie Salma, and you probably won't notice, but once you get to know her a little bit more, you can see Auntie Salma come out. Is a crowd favourite, and a fab sense with over 170,000 followers in under 8 months. During the pandemic, she rose to fame, now making a living off her comedy videos. And one thing about her tonight is that she is a young entrepreneur, a content creator who's currently helping new and up-and-coming influencers entering the industry. So she's trying to find competition. She's trying to create some competition amongst her followers. So please give her a award, Miss Veronica B.
Thank you for handing me the microphone.
I thought we'll break the ice with you first. I gave you a small introduction right then and there, but tell us a little bit about your following and your place in social media.
Yeah, so I actually started, this whole thing grew, social media for me, during COVID. So COVID really worked out for me. Because no one else had anything better to do than to scroll on TikTok. So that's how I grew. But mainly my content is comedy-based content. So I do TikTok and Instagram. I host events, I organize events, and now I've become a wedding MC. I've just delved into everything, but yeah, that's what I do online.
Fantastic. And yourself, Chantel?
So I'm Chantel Rahmi, I'm a makeup artist and the founder of CR Luxury Cosmetics. What I prefer to do online is give people confidence. That's pretty much what, not just applying makeup, but giving people the confidence to get through their day and to, that's confidence is pretty much what I enjoy doing.
Excellent. And so the reason I picked these two people in particular to help us today, because you've kind of got like a bit of a symbiotic approach when it comes to cross promotions, right? So we have an influencer and we have someone who has product who grows their business through influencers as well. I understand you guys have collaborated in the past, and what was that like originally?
Say your experience first.
You can imagine collaborating with Veronica. It was absolutely fun. It was a ball of fun, wasn't it? It was a learning experience, I think, for both of us as well. And we got some really good, we got amazing content. Veronica, what else?
I think, sorry, should I put it down here?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the power of collaborations is so extremely important, because when you collaborate with someone else, for instance, me and Chantal, we collaborated, I was shown on her page to her followers and vice versa. So she has a community that I tried to tap into, and you tapped into mine, and that's how you grow. It shouldn't be like, everyone's in their own lane and grow by themselves, because that's the slow way. When you start collaborating with other people, you notice that your engagement grows, your niche, it broadens, and you're tapping into different markets that you couldn't necessarily do by yourself.
Which is why platforms like Instagram picked up on that, the importance of collaborating. Which now, if you notice when you're posting, it gives you the option of asking a brand or asking a business to collaborate on your post. So that's given me actually massive exposure with regards to growing my page, getting more likes, and
And then, so there's a lot of influencers out there, and everyone tries to create like their own audiences, their own tone of voice, and make themselves a little bit different. And there's a lot of effort that goes into that as well. And to yourself, Veronica, like, what does it take to produce content? What would be like your day-to-day? Are you constantly writing jokes down on a notepad? Or are you constantly shooting, just hoping for the best? Like, what's that experience like?
Yeah. My day-to-day is, nothing is the same. It's just chaos. Like, there's no structure at all. There's no stability at all. But that's what comes with doing social media, I guess, or the way I do it. In terms of creating content, everyone has like a talent, and for me, creativity is my talent. So I don't ever write down my ideas and film it later. I used to do that. I have a notes page full of ideas, but when I went to film them later, when I had time, it wasn't the same. There was not the same passion as filming on the spot when I thought of the idea. For me, creating content, it's something that comes very naturally to me. If I think of an idea, I'm like, all right, let's somehow twist this to make it relatable, to make it about Middle Eastern, because a lot of my content is based on the stereotypes of being Middle Eastern. So I'll say something, I'm like, all right, how can I do this and make it fit in my branding, create content that fits my branding, which is very important.
And so when you look, I've followed your page for a little while now. And there's some brands that you like to showcase on your channel as well. How do you work them into the content? Are you being directed by them, or are you adapting to your audience?
So obviously you have to be directed a little bit, because the brands that you work with, they're working with you to show off specific things about their product, their business, their service. So you obviously, when you create the video, you got to kind of hit their target markets as well, of what they want you to speak about, but then you put your own flair to it, and so that way your audience, they can either relate to it or they can engage with it better. They don't want to look like, this girl just got sponsored and paid to post. Like, it has to make sense with what you usually post, you know what I mean? It can't be random.
Right. And so do you have like a certain criteria where there's certain businesses that you'll be more likely to showcase, and others that probably not would even go into the target audience at all? Definitely.
So it all comes to your online branding and your persona online, how people perceive your page and what, how you want to be known online. For me, I work with companies that I love, or I would use, or something that I know my followers would engage very well with, or things that I know fits my page. It doesn't matter, even if I've turned down jobs where they would pay me, you wouldn't even know how much they pay me, like thousands and thousands of dollars. But I had to turn them down because it does not match my online branding. And like, you'd rather keep the trust that your followers have in you than to become a sellout just for some money on the side, you know what I mean? Like, because the trust that my followers have in me is much more valuable than the 10K that I was going to get for posting a video. Trust can be lost like that, but it takes a very long time to build. And I think that's the power of influence that influencers have on their page.
Yes, and we'll go into that topic a little bit more, but I want to ask the same topic to Chantel in the opposite way. So if someone slides into a DMs and asks for a free lipstick, how does someone score a free lipstick offer? Like, what do you look for in influencers to support? Right? Then we'll get back to you later saying, is a free lipstick actually worth doing all the content, right? So it's how I'm going to start. So don't say anything offensive to influencers justice yet. Just save that for later. Yeah.
I do get a lot of DMs, to be honest, a lot of messages from influencers and people just asking, hey, can you please send me some product and let me post on my page for you. And then I go through and I'm like, there's a few things you need to look at. It's very easy to send a product to somebody, but the brand itself that I personally have is a luxurious brand. So you need to look at who's going to be marketing your product. So I have a look to see does it actually match my personal brand.
So you're very humble in saying that. Is there anyone that we know that would have used your lippy in the past that we care to name drop and publish on Facebook?
Yeah, so we've had Beyonce wear my lipstick.
Woo! Yeah.
Which is amazing. And we have my dear friend Carol Ferrone at the Logies. Yeah. Also, Katie Perry's makeup artist is one of my regular big orders from CEO. So yes, we've got so I do stock the brand in Los Angeles, so it makes it a lot easier to to get it into the right hands of the celebrities. So.
Excellent. So that's a good point. Before we get on to the other, I just remembered we've actually got a little message from a person from the community that we might know. So if the technology works well, we can get this going. And it's not working on. One second. All right, let me do this. Maybe 1 second.
Through social media. As we all know, influence, the word influence is nothing foreign to us all. Influence has been something that we have been part of for decades and for hundreds of years. That we influential people, or I would say influence amongst many networks and businesses or people that are in communities. But the way influence is moving in 2024 and beyond is particularly through social media. And the reason for that is purely through and how we consume information, and that's through our phones and obviously through our screens. The best person of influence within the business is yourself. Why? Because you know the business better than anyone else. And the way businesses are moving online at the moment, in particular TikTok, Instagram, is people are wanting to connect with the founders and with the owners or with the people that are running the business themselves. But they're going forward. Your social media presence is paramount. You cannot operate your business these days without social media presence and without influence. Now, there's ways to gather influence, and through surrounding yourself with people of influence online, and either creating events or giving them an opportunity to create content and to be able to market your business. Social media and influence is something I'm super passionate about. I can spend probably hours talking about it, and fortunately I wasn't able to make it tonight, otherwise I'd be spending a lot of time with you all individually brainstorming on how and why it is extremely important to be able to have social media influence within your business. Hopefully we can connect soon. I hope you have an enjoyable evening and this bit of information has helped you, and God bless.
Excellent. So that was Jack Funk from Googlebox, who's actually shooting an episode tonight, which is why he can't join us here today. So we managed to visit him and produce this video. And I can safely say there's no evidence to say that he was forced and aggressively coerced into shooting that. So that all came naturally from him. I think he went on for at least 20 minutes. We picked out a couple of gems there. And I'll throw this question on to you, Chantal, about showing your brand. I mean, your name is on your brand. So, you know, pretty much you're putting a lot of goodwill into your product. And in your presence online, you've got to show that brand pretty much represents yourself. Are you really, you know, the Chantal working from like the luxury cosmetics? Is that your style, or is that a different persona?
To be honest, George, it's exactly me. So the brand itself, I based around luxury, affordable luxury, which we all love, right? Just like Jad was saying, you need to have hello? You need to have a strong online presence. And at one stage, I was, just having the brand, the colours, the shades, but I wasn't actually talking about myself, the founder of the brand. And I was just getting so much feedback saying, "Who are you? We know you're a makeup artist, but who are you? Who's the founder of the brand? How did it start?" We all have a story. Mine took me 3 years to create the products, and so I was getting so much messages in my inbox saying, "Who are you?" So I felt like I was hiding behind the brand and having the brand up front, and then I decided that, you know what? Let's share a lot more about who I am, and the brand itself is a reflection of who I am. So it's hard work, it's quality, and it's definitely a leader in the industry.
Excellent. Now, I'll throw a simple question over to you, Veronica. You've got 2 personalities online. Which of them is real, true, and fake?
Look, to be honest, I get so many people that ask me this question, and I do the same online, is I have no time to be different. There is no time. So you get what you get online. Online, in person, the same. But as Chantal said, when you started putting yourself out online and people saw the founder, they resonated with you more. I feel like businesses nowadays, it's 2024. People want to see real people representing the brand. If you're not going to show yourself on your business, if you're not going to be the face of your business, hire someone to be the face of your business. You need to have, why is someone going to follow your page if you're just going to be promoting the product? Okay, they want to see someone talking about it. They want to see a familiar face. Because at the end of the day, when I go and buy something, if I see a new product, I'm going to be like, I don't know if I want that. It's cheaper. But I've seen that one all the time on my Instagram feed. I'm just going to go with that one, even though it's 5 times the price. It's about familiarity. You got to be annoying online. Shove your face or someone else's face on social media. It is what it is. Social media is an up and coming thing. If you're not utilizing it, you're lacking. You're missing opportunities. You're missing sales. You're missing You're missing the opportunity to create a community online. And these are the people that are going to purchase from you. They're the people that are going to be there on the long run. They're going to grow with you and your brand, your business.
Can I just add to that? As soon as I started actually presenting who I am as an artist online, through what I do on a day-to-day basis, and the sales just jumped. So just to show that how important it is actually representing the brand yourself, the brand that you've created is extremely important. We all create a brand because at the end of the day we do want sales, and as soon as I put myself up front, online and spoke about who I am and what I do, I just found sales jumped. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'll be throwing the mic to the audience a bit later, so if anyone does have a question you'd like to ask our panel, please start preparing them now. I'll walk around and I'll collect them as well. Point is, first question I want to ask is about looking at the topic of the economics of influence. And I'll throw this question on to you, Veronica. What is your pitch like? What do you actually tell your clients when they say, "Hey, we're thinking of using you"? How do you get them over the line? Is there metrics you can show them? Is there case studies you can talk about? What can you bring to those businesses?
Okay, so I have 500,000 followers on TikTok and almost 200k on Instagram. And that is not enough to sell yourself. Why? Because people can buy followers nowadays. And why else it's not enough to sell yourself? Because businesses somehow, they see someone that has 1 million followers, they're like, oh my god, let's get them, let's pay them, and let's get them to promote our business. You're not asking the right questions if you're just going to get someone to have 1 million followers. What if their followers are overseas? You don't know where their followers are. You need to get insights from influencers, and that's how I pitch myself. I have very strong branding. The majority of my followers are in Australia, and I'm happy to share with businesses, showing them exactly where my followers are from, what gender they are, what's their age bracket, and I show them insights from other people that I've worked with. Like I'm very open with them, because at the end of the day, imagine I do a video for them and it flops. They get no sales out of it, they don't get any followers out of it. That's embarrassing on my end as well. And they're never going to work with me. Their feedback is going to tarnish my reputation. They're going to don't work with Veronica, like she never say anything. So you'd rather be very open and honest and share those insights with businesses. Yeah.
Excellent. And I guess the Shannon, once again, same question back over to you as well. You did mention a couple of people use your product, help you with your following, but that journey to build it up, that wasn't purely based on using just influencers. You have to produce your own content as well, but if you're not like what you are looking for and how them in order to grow the business online.
The influencing world is incredible. So I influence, but I also hire influencers for my brand, and its online presence is very. I can't even begin to. If you're not online, you don't have a business. So it's incredibly important. Yeah.
Excellent. If there's any questions from the audience, please do raise your hand. I'll bring the mic over to you, and then we can move over with that. But some advice you might have for business-to-business influencers. It's funny, I don't really know anyone in that space apart from Fred Zaki, who's got, I think, the best reach physically, and also his LinkedIn followers are doing pretty well in that space of business following. We've got to touch you, of course. Is there some advice you can give to those who are in that realm? Like, what value could an influencer bring to some of their businesses?
Okay. I do this full time. I do social media full time. It is hard. It is time consuming, and you have to love it to do it. I know so many businesses and business owners who now they're forced to do social media because obviously you need to do it, right? If you don't love it, if you don't have time for it, don't put out content that's going to be lacking, alright? Because it's a reflection of your business. Hire someone, because once you hire someone that is like a social media manager that's going to take over, going to post for you like 3 times a week on TikTok, create a community for you, you're going to see your branding, your business, your clientele is going to boost. So if you don't have time to run your socials, if you don't care to do it, you don't want to do it, hire someone to do it for you. It is a great investment. My boyfriend over here, Jason Tarr from Mount Lewis Pizzeria, sorry, I'm throwing you on the line. He recently hired a social media manager, and his Instagram and his TikTok organically right now is going off. Why? Because he's put himself out on the business, he's shown his face, and he has someone else running for him. He has someone else coming into the business saying, we're going to be filming this video on this day, we're posting on this day, and she takes control over it. He's doing what he needs to do from behind the business, and she's doing what she needs to do in front of the business. He has time to focus on implementing strategies for the marketing of the business, and he's given off the social media side to someone else. So I think it's very important to hire someone, outreach. Don't waste time doing it if you don't have time to do it.
So we all got to get something out of that. Our first question.
So, Hassan Musa is my name. My question is, if one of the businesses in here approached you and said, okay, take me through the steps of what you do for business to promote my business. So if you could tell us exactly how it works, okay, practically. So I come to you and say, okay, I need to support my business and I need to use your influence in promoting my business. What do you do for me and where do I go from here?
First of all, I have a media kit. And in my media kit, I show all the insights. So, for example, like Veronica said before, it's not enough to just have 100,000 followers and just automatically assume that you're going to reach 100,000. You know, where are they? Are they overseas? Are they here? So in the media kit, I explain where my followers are from, and the majority are from actually Australia, which is really important because we have an Australian business. And second of all, I'll go through the different types of content that's available that I can create for you, and I'll also show examples of previous businesses that I've worked with and the return on investment that we've gotten for them, so which is really important.
For me, if you tell me that you want me to promote your business, to be completely honest, I will tell you to email me. Why? Because then I'm going to go stalk your Instagram, your Facebook, your website. I'm going to stalk everything to see if I even want to promote you. Let's be real. I have to benefit you, you have to benefit me as well. I have to see if your product even aligns with my community as well online. And I have to see if you bought followers, you know what I mean? Like, if you bought followers, I'm not going to work with you because then it looks bad on my end. But there is a process, you know, we send over the creative ideas that we have, you send over what you want us to talk about and how we can incorporate it into our content. But yeah, it's quite a seamless process. It's just that first thing of, do we align? Are we able to work together? Does it make sense?
So I don't have a question. I have a statement, and I just wanted to reiterate a few things that the ladies have said, both from a TV and influencing side and a business side. I actually have a business coaching background. First of all, Veronica talked about the power of influencing and personal branding, which I agree with 1,000,000%, and I'm going to give you a very good example. So, my husband is obsessed with coffee. Now, if you know anything about good coffee and good coffee beans, he pays about $70 a kilo for coffee beans. Now, all you schmucks that buy pods, if you work out the cost of a pod, like a little coffee pod for those Nespresso machines, works out to like $300 or $400 a kilo. Do you know why you pay that? Because my other husband, George Clooney, tells you to. That, my friends, is the power of personal branding. Because George tells you to buy it. Sneakers. Michael Jordan, remember him? Nike was nobody, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. But then this little basketball player by the name of Michael Jordan came up with Air Jordans. They slapped his name, his personal brand on those sneakers. Just do it. And till today, I'm paying $300 or $400 for my kids' sneakers because Nike tells me to. The power of personal branding. One other thing, somebody asked a question, I think, about working with different people and influencers. If you are a business and you are an influencer, Veronica has a couple of 100,000 followers on Instagram and 40 million on TikTok, or her alter ego does. I have 8,000. Doesn't sound like much in comparison. However, it's all about who your target market is. I'm going to give you an example. My darling Chantel sells luxury lipsticks. Now, let's just say that as a business, there's a 15-year-old girl that has 500,000 followers, and her rep says to Chantel, you know, we'd love to represent your brand. Little Lucy has 1 million followers. Chantel should say no, and I'm going to tell you why. Little Lucy is 15 years old. Chances are most of her followers are the same age, and guess what? Most 15-year-olds do not have jobs, and they don't have $50 to spend on a lipstick. You are wasting your money if you do not do your research on who you engage as an influencer. They were right when they talk about look at their insights, look who their target market is, because it's all good and well to have 400,000 people look at your content. Great, it's great for your ego. Does it equal dollars in the till? Probably not. Who you need is Carol Perrone, yes, I might only have 8,000, but I'm a 50-year-old woman, and trust me, we're the ones with the money. And we will spend the $50 on the lipstick, not my 15-year-old daughter.
In saying that, Carol, I've probably rejected way more than ones I've accepted, so it's definitely what you said, spot on.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. So why do people buy followers if they're useless?
People buy followers because obviously when you look at someone's page, what's the first thing you say? Oh my god, look how many followers they have. It's a perception. It makes you look better online. It's like, why do people buy fake luxury brands? Why do you buy a fake Gucci bag? Because when you walk around, people are like, oh, that person has money. So it makes you look more influential online. But really, once you start buying followers, it actually, the algorithm sees that. It notices that. And it's like, okay, this person's not being organic, we're not going to push out their content. It's so much better to work on organic. Don't buy, it's a waste of money. Invest in someone else, to invest in influencers, invest in creators, invest in marketing, not buying followers.
That was a fantastic lecture, Carol, if I said your name correctly. Thank you. I'm going to lead with the trend in breaking the rules a little bit. I'm going to ask 2 questions. The first is more about what everyone in this room will probably understand, which is owing to the nature of having followers. But there's a truism which I believe you guys would understand appropriately, which is that your followers aren't necessarily cash, and rather you have to convert them. So the first question is, as your audience and influence increased, what was your monetization strategy as that occurred?
So with regards to what your question, what I did is I would follow up on email. So maybe every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you probably see on my stories, subscribe to my website. And I cannot tell you how impactful that was. So what I would do is they would see what I'm posting, the colours that I've brought out with. I also share, with the cosmetic manufacturers that I'm working with. So I show little snippets. Again, that doesn't turn into cash, right? But it puts the idea, it's all about brand awareness. So as soon as they sign up for me personally to that email, I follow it through about a month later, every few weeks, and compared to the first email I sent to now, I have almost a 90% open, and that turns into sales. So for me, it would be email marketing as a follow-up. Yep.
I'll get the second question up then, because I know Veronica is keen to answer. The second one is more of a personal one, which is kind of outside the realm of business, but I'd like to hear your insight on it. It's interesting that both of you are related in some respect, because obviously, Chantel, you focus on makeup, which is the exterior of a human, and Veronica, you concern influence, and that's immediately outside of your life. So I want to ask you, how do you, when you reflect upon the way you live so far, how do you reconcile between the outward appearance to the public and then your inner fulfillment that you get from the work that you do?
I personally love what I do. Like, I absolutely love it. I've been wanting to do what I'm doing right now for over 10 years. I've been trying to get to this position for so many years, and I don't think people even know that or see that. They just see that, she went viral during COVID. That's what they see. They don't see how many different platforms I've tried to get to get known on, and it just was, TikTok was the one that blew it up for me. But yeah, I love what I do. So what I do outside of TikTok, inside of TikTok, it fulfills me. Creating content, having people come up to me telling me, I relate to your videos, or I watch you when I'm sad and it makes me happy. That feeling that I give to people, that is what keeps me going, doing what I love. Yeah.
We can relate to your content. Yeah. I even told you the other night, I was at a party and was fighting with the girl to pay, and then we both laughing, saying, "Oh, hold on, Veronica's done a video about how the Lebanese always, trying to fight who's going to pay first." So yeah.
Second last question.
Hi everyone, hope we're well today. I just wanted to ask a question just for both of you. What's your process to build an audience when you're starting off?
Sure. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have an organic following, a following that I built organically, but it's such hard work. I can't even begin to tell you. But surrounding yourself with the right people is extremely important. It helped build my business and the presence of my business. Even in the corporate world, you think how does makeup, relate to corporate? But I pretty much have more corporate jobs than event jobs. So, which is, incredible. Through Channel 10, through other platforms. But then again, it is, to be honest, it's the people that you surround yourself with that help you grow. Sometimes at events, people are like, oh, follow this, follow that. So by the end of the month, you've got an extra 5,000 followers. It's really important to not be shy, put your brand out there. Don't be shy to also tag people in your stories, even if you want to hide the tag. If you don't want to actually show that you've tagged 20 people. That's 20 people that are going to repost your story and expose, extra exposure for you. So, I think tagging and number two, the people you surround yourself with, extremely important, and that's coming first-hand experience. Yeah.
Okay, George, am I allowed to plug myself? Okay, awesome. Your question. So I actually do have a masterclass in 2 weeks. It's called a Clout Chasing Masterclass, and it's going to teach you how to organically grow on social media, how to utilize your community, what to even post as a business. All the questions that you're probably going to want to know for your own business, I'm going to teach you how to basically build your branding, your online persona, because how to grow on social media, it's not just one thing. It's not just, post consistently. No, there's a bunch of things. What does your bio look like? What does your actual online presence look like? Who are you using in your videos? What are you talking about? How are you selling your products? What are you saying? Like, there's a strategy to this. It's not just post and see the followers grow. Like, it's not something we can even tell you right now. Like, it takes time. Like, we do this full time. Yeah.
My question is, when you come to choose the medium, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is it about the business that we are running, or is it about our target market? Or should we be doing multiples of things, or should we just be focusing on one or the other?
From my personal experience, I find certain platforms are for certain target audience. So, for example, with myself, with makeup, I've started to sort of show the social aspect of what I'm up to as well. If I'm targeting a younger audience, I would go personally on TikTok, whereas I'm trying to market sort of clients that are, willing to spend on a luxurious product. So for me personally, it would be Instagram. Instagram, it's definitely your target audience. And, for me to go on and promote content on TikTok, for example, for a lipstick that's out of reach for a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old woman who I know is not going to be able to afford such a product, it's sort of wasting, it's not a waste. It does build brand awareness, but I just want to sort of hit it straight, get a good sales return, and if we don't get sales, at least we get brand awareness. So target audience helps me choose what platform I'll be posting on.
For me, I do one video and then I just post it on every platform. At first, I was like, oh man, I don't want to annoy people. Like, I don't want to post on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all that. And I was like, bro, that's how you're going to grow. Annoy people. They need to see your face 24/7 because at the end, they're going to follow you. They're going to be like, oh my god, you didn't even know I was following her. Yeah, I think you got to get whatever business it is, get it in people's faces. I don't care where you post it. Post on LinkedIn, post on YouTube, post on Facebook. Post it everywhere. Like, isn't that what you're trying to do, grow and get business?
And can I just mention one more thing? That image is extremely important when representing your brand online. So people around me will hear me quite often say image is everything, and who you surround yourself is also part of your image. So you've got to keep that in mind when you're trying to push a brand. So that's definitely something to leave you with.
Well, thank you, ladies. Great presentation. My name is Hassan Awada. First of all, as I said, it's a fantastic presentation, particularly the point about putting a face to the product. Actually, that brings a lot of association and to the product, a lot of value. It's a bit like when you're talking to someone over the phone or over the email for years, and the next thing you meet them and put a face to the name and you go, wow, it takes the relationship to another level, which is great. But as a consumer or a customer that is looking to recruit a influencer for argument's sake, and you go in there looking in the market, and there's hundreds of different types of influencers. How do you evaluate as a customer? How do you put a value on an influencer, given the complexity of this issue? Because behind the scenes there's quite a lot of research and technology involved. As an average user, someone comes to me and I approach them for to have a relationship with them, to build my brand. It can be the financial contribution they might be asking for. It can vary from 100, from 0 to 100. How do you actually evaluate that?
From a customer's point of view?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you don't have a website, you don't exist, right? So this is the modern website is influencing. So by going onto the influencer's page, and you'll be able to see, what image they portray. So are they doing children's clothing, or are they doing, for example, if there's someone I know who does a lot of children's clothing and children's brand, and you're in the banking sector, I don't feel that you need to have a connection with the person that you're gonna. So it's not so much price, but it's more that you need to go on and go, oh, this lady or this man, whoever, I feel will represent my brand quite well. So from a customer's point of view, yeah, definitely it needs to be on similar ground.
I think also you need to go through their engagement. Go through their engagement, see, are there actually people commenting on their stuff, first of all? Like, why would you pay someone if they're not getting like the engagement that you need for your page? Also, yeah, the insights, see, you have to be, it's like cold calling. You've got to be emailing all these influencers to get the right one. So you'll email 50, but you only want to work with 3. But you got to, that's how you got to pick the right one. You got to ask them for their insights, where are their followers from, what sort of a video are they going to make for you? Is it in your budget? If they're too expensive, then there's other people that you can, there's so many influencers out there. And I think, as Carol was saying, she only has 8,000 followers, but maybe her engagement is a lot higher than someone that has 1 million followers, So I think forget about the number of how many followers they have, look at the engagement. That is very important.
Okay, last question.
Thank you very much for your presentation. My name is Hani Al-Qudsi. I deal with the outdoor furniture in Lakemba. I've been advertising all kind of Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all the things, and cost me a lot of money. And I never have one caller to ask about the prices, or I'm willing to negotiate to drop the prices. There's one lady came in with the handbags cost $10,000 minimum. She dropped Mercedes $400K, and she asked me how much they say, which is 3 seaters, 2 single seaters. I said 2,800, and she pointed 2 fingers. I thought she gonna pay 2,000. I'm willing to accept. I said 2,000. She said no, you misunderstood me. 200. I said, you know the door you came in, go and don't look backwards. Just keep going. And when I saw her driving the Mercedes, cost easy minimum of 400,000. I said, that's how bad the situation. People, they are struggling, believe me. I'm not talking about this lady in general. People, they have no money. Everything goes up. interest, rent, finance, everything goes up. That's why people are struggling to feed themselves and pay the bills. And that's why they don't have straight money to spend on luxury things. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Right, so to answer your first question there, how do you get results out of the social media marketing? I mean, like you said, in one instance is that you spend a lot of money on the social media, but didn't see a direct correlation to sales. Is that what social media is there for? I think that's a good question.
Yeah, so quality content will be my answer to that. So you can also be consistent. So he did mention you have somebody doing your social media, is that right? Yeah. How often do they post?
No one called.
Yeah, no one called. How often do they post?
So you question the frequency, right? So
Yeah.
frequency
So it's got to be
will
done,
help,
also quality.
Quality.
Yeah, you need to have quality content and new pictures all the time. Could be the same product. You need to change, yeah.
People have no money.
Also, people, old school marketing was TV, radio, newspaper. Unless it's the body and soul, my mom's not reading any newspaper. Unless, who even watches TV anymore? Sorry. Okay, if you're going to spend 2 million, yeah, but marketing on TV to advertise, that's like over $1 million, right? So imagine now, the people who are spending that much to get their ads on TV, they would be way more than half the cost, like 80 times less, just to use maybe 30 people online to post about it. Like, the power of TikTok is crazy, and Instagram Reels. You can put one video out today, and maybe it'll get only 5,000 views, the next day 10,000. If you leave that for a few months, it could hit 1 million. It could hit 1 million, and that's where you'll get all your sales from. So don't be disheartened if you post something and it doesn't go viral in the first few weeks, first few months. All it takes is one video to go viral, whether it's from you or from someone you've worked with. Just that one video, they're going to go onto your page and go through all the other videos.
Excellent. I think that answers most of the questions here tonight. So a big round of applause for Veronica. Thank you so much for the insights on social media. Please do stick around. I'm sure people have plenty of questions that they'd like to ask you in person. So please, everyone, enjoy your meal. Thank you so much, and we'll see you back again in 20 minutes. Thank you.